To patch a ROM for a Chinese bootleg batteryless cart, we need to know a few things about the cart and about the ROM. To start, we need to know the erase block size. You can't erase a single byte on a flash cart. You need to erase them in blocks, usually 64K or larger. To find out the block size, you can open the Joey and it'll tell you here it's 10,000 bytes in hex, which is 64K. Knowing this, we can open the ROM. Open the ROM in a hex editor. Go right to the bottom, and we want to find 64K of unused ROM area. If this had data here, we could just add on 64K at the back of the ROM. This ROM looks fairly empty, so we'll go up to 70,000 hex. Yep, and that'll be where we're going to save our save data inside the ROM. To get that in a Game Boy bank number, we'll divide 70,000 by 4,000, which is a Game Boy bank size, and that gives us bank 1C. So we can go back. Erase block size was 10,000. The free ROM area in a bank is 1C. We need some area to put our load and save routines. We'll just tuck this right behind at 1B. We need to know where the game engine stores the current bank number variable. To find this, it's not too tricky. We can open it in emulator. We'll add a breakpoint. So anytime it writes to the mapper, we will, there it is, it stores it in register or memory location D04E. One moment. Okay, next is we need to find 80 bytes of unused working RAM for our code to execute. To do this, we'll scroll down to working RAM here, and we want to find 80 bytes that isn't used by the game engine. So we'll run the game. You can see here all the game engine variables are stored, but from about C500 onwards it's unused, so we're going to use that as our little bit of RAM to run our code in. So that'll be C500. Okay, the game start address, that's fairly easy. We just scroll down to 100. There it is, and our game start address is 3FA7. And that's all we really need to know. Now we need to start writing our routines and hide them somewhere. They need to reside in the first 16K of ROM. And looking right up the top here, we've got a whole bunch of empty space. So we'll try store it there. So I'll first restore SRAM code. We're going to start writing it at 009D, so we'll take a note of that. And just type it in. The bank where our load code is bank 1B. And then we're going to jump to the game start address, which is 3FA7. Okay, our next piece of code is the save SRAM to flash code, and that'll be at 00AF. Again, our load save code is at 1B. Our game engine variable was D04E. Okay, and our third routine, oh, we didn't write that down. That was at sorry, we did. Bank switch and copy function, which is this one here, is going to be at 00C8. And our load save code bank again was 1B. Okay, and what else do we need to do? Where in the ROM is our original save routine? That's a tricky one, we'll tackle that later. Okay, this code needs to go at offset 4000 in our load save bank. So to find that, oh, actually one more thing, we'll change the entry point or the start address to our restore SRAM function. So the first thing the cart will do is load the SRAM and then start the game. So to do that, we're going to jump straight up to 9D. Now if we step through with F7, what's happened here? Oh, 9D, not D9. Jump below 9D. There we go. We're going to set bank 1B. There it is, and we're going to jump to it. So we'll start adding our code here. Where is our save bank? That is 1C. And our bank switching copy address, which was 00C8. Okay, next piece of code lives at 4080, so we'll scroll down. Easy. Our next piece of code lives at 4100. Our 80 bytes of free working RAM was at where is C500. And again C500, C500, our next piece of code lives at 4200. That'll be load A with our flash save bank, which was 1C. Our load save code bank was 1B. Okay, and our last piece of code lives at 4300. Flash bank was 1C. was it 56AA? Our load save code bank was 1B. And that's all our code we need to add. All that's left now is to find where in the ROM is the original save routine. And to find that, we will trap all writes to the SRAM, which is at A000 up to C000. So we'll add that. Something's gone astray. Let's have a look, step through it. Set 1B, call that routine. There should be a return here. Was that in our code? We just misread it. Where was that? It's at 4,000. Yeah, there is a. Okay. Now we'll play it through to the save point. Okay, now this is the code in the game engine which copies all the variables into this save RAM. So we can either step through it, or we can just follow the code through until it returns back to the main code loop, which is just there. So if we run this through to there, so instead of returning, we're going to call our code to save to flash, which is at OOAF. So we will call OOAF, and then we will return. And that should be it. We'll fix the checksums, save the ROM, save it as rom.gbc for our Joey. ROM, yeah, that should work. I'll just play this through a little bit. Okay, at the save station, and the game froze. Let's quickly debug what went wrong. Okay, we'll put a breakpoint on, where was our address? AF. And then we'll okay. Bank 1B is correct. Call code C5, C5. 1C is going to erase A9. 630. Check until the flash is erased. We're going to say it is. Set back to 1B and return. That's all good. C5. 1C. Does it load BA? A9, AA, 5655, A0, AA, load B. There's our problem. This should be jumping to B, not C. And I'll jump back to 4. Well, that's correct. So I'll jump here. C5, 3, B it should be, which will be jump relative 03. What have I got? 04. So I'll put 03 in there. Okay. About 4300. That should fix that. Okay. Yep, it's found the flash. Let's try it again. Okay, we're on the save station and save. Looks good. I'll restart and see if it worked. Yep, all good. So that's our first guide. Let us know what we skipped over or what you need to know more about, and we'll try explain it a bit better. Thanks.